In today's video, I'll teach you all how to recreate this type of embellishments done on this gorgeous outfit designed by Vicky James Official. If you'll be interested, please make sure you watch this video all the way through. I share a lot of insightful information. Also, remember to hit the like button if you enjoy watching, which I'm sure you would. Don't hesitate to share this video with a friend. Feel free to leave me your thoughts and comments down in the comment section. Alright guys, let's get started. Hello dear friends, and welcome back to the channel. I believe we all saw the intro of this video. For the sake of today's tutorial, we are going to be working on recreating some of the beading patterns done on that gorgeous dress that I showed us at the intro of this video, made by Vicky James for Maya Jesus on Instagram. She's one of Vicky James' regular customers slash models. She makes outfits quite often with Vicky James, and I believe I've also done a separate video on a particular dress that Vicky James made for this same person that we are talking about in today's video. So this gorgeous dress, Vicky James posted this a while ago. I don't know when this video is going to go up. She posted it in the month of July, and I'm filming this video on the 3rd of July, so I don't know when the video is going to go out, but yeah. So for the sake of today's beading pattern that we are going to be working on, we are going to be talking about the beading pattern done on the body of the dress. That's from the under bust all the way to the full length of the dress, as well as the beading pattern done on the bust area slash shoulder area of this dress. So we are going to be talking through all the beads that I'll be using in today's video, and I believe are the beads that were also used on the actual outfit. So what I have here are sequins in color black, okay. I also have some crystal beads in size 4 color black as well. I have my black broken glass beads, okay, in color black as well. I also have some Swarovski stones. It's been a while we've talked about stones on the channel, so these are rhinestones, okay. For my international audience, people that like me calling things the right names, these are typically called stones out here in Nigeria. If you don't know, I'm based in Nigeria, Rivers State, Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And when you go to the market, the local markets here, these are called stone, but for my international audience, it might be called rhinestones in your local sewing accessories shop out wherever you are. So these are the Swarovski types. So they call these Swarovski types out here in Nigeria are supposed to be like the high grade stones. They don't tarnish, they sparkle more, and they're just of better quality. And I have the ordinary stone, okay. It's called ordinary stone or plastic stone out here in Nigeria. They are cheaper, and this is also in color black. All right guys, I also have my embroidery hoop, tambour ring, embroidery ring, whatever you choose to call it. I have this here, and I have this regular schmegular satin piece of fabric. I'm using a blue fabric because I'm working with black beads and accessories, and you guys, just to give you a better viewing and learning experience, I'm using this bright colored piece of fabric. All right guys, so now into the tutorial proper. So the first thing I'll be talking us through are some of the gems that I believe were used on the breast cups of this dress. So we see that this dress is a corset dress. As usual, corset dresses are one of Vicky James' signature designs, and on the corset we have different beading patterns going on. For the beading pattern done along the top point, I'm going to put a screenshot of what I'm referring to on the screen. For the beading pattern done on the top area of this outfit, I'm going to talk to us about it. But before we get to that, I want to just talk about some of the stones that I can see here. So I can see some flat bottom beads in color black. I don't have black flat bottom beads, but I have this like multicolored flat bottom beads. So imagine that this is in color black. I believe that that is what was used on the bust area of this outfit. So you have like multiple of these in color black sewn. So to know the difference, let me just see. I don't know how to place my microphone. All right, so to know the difference between flat bottom beads that you're supposed to just use your glue on and the ones that you're supposed to sew. When you see flat bottom beads that have tiny holes like what we have on these two sides, these holes on this flat bottom bead helps me know that, okay, I'm supposed to sew this onto fabric. And I'm also going to illustrate in this video how you would typically tack this onto a fabric if you ever get into a situation where you need to tack this on. So I'm just going to set this aside. We also have some flat bottom beads. I don't think those are cloth stones, but then again, I didn't make this dress, so I might be wrong. Flat bottom beads that are like Marquis shaped, and they are also on the bust area of this dress. I don't have flat bottom beads that are in that shape, but I have cloth stones in that shape. So for the sake of today's tutorial, I'm going to be working with these cloth stones, these Marquis cloth stones in color black. I'm going to show us how you typically tack it onto fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside as well on my fabric here. This is my satin fabric. The next thing we also see going on, I'm going to move to the body of the dress now. We see that Vicky actually customized the net that she used on this fabric. So I talked about a particular style, the award-winning dress that Vicky James made for Osa's Igodaro. In that video, I was talking about the fact that I believe the net that was used for that dress was doubled. But my Ghanaian sisters on the channel mentioned that it was not actually doubled, that there's actually a type of net that they call bobbin nets. I don't know if it's called bobbin net out here in Nigeria, but for my Ghanaian audience, they mentioned that it's called bobbin net in Ghana, and the net is of, is relatively thick and is of good quality, and fashion designers use it in Ghana. So I don't know, walk into your sewing accessories shop out here if you live in Nigeria, ask for bobbin net. If they say they don't have bobbin nets, just ask for illusion net or skin net. They should be able to show you. That particular type of net is now very popular today, so you see it quite often in a lot of sewing accessories shop. I have a video coming up, hopefully in the month of August. I'm going to take you guys to one of the biggest sewing accessories shop out here in Port Harcourt. I'm referring to, I believe I've talked about this in a different video, so for people that have been following up with the channel, you guys know the person I'm talking about, but I'm just going to save that video for the future. We are still in the talking stages, and I really hope that we are able to conclude and I'm able to give you guys a tour of that shop. So this particular person, she also stocks up on skin nets or bobbin nets or illusion nets, whatever it's called in your location. So anyway, I digress. I said all of that to say that for this dress on Maya Jesus, Vicky James also gave us like an analysis video, and I believe that was the video that I put along the line. I don't know at what point in this video, right? She talked about the fact that she had to like customize the net, and we could see in that video, I'm going to leave a screenshot on the screen, we can see someone in the background stoning the net with a stoning machine. So for those that don't know, there's actually a machine that they use for industrial range type of stoning. So I believe it was Swarovski. It's definitely a Swarovski type of stone that Vicky used for that particular net. Oh my gosh, I just made a mess. So Swarovski stones, they are in a class of their own, and they come in different sizes. This particular size is the very small type, and I can't remember when I bought this. I know I bought this from Mr. Okoro. I typically buy most all of my rhinestones. Any rhinestone you see me using, I bought it from Mr. Okoro in Rumomase. I'm pretty sure that I bought this last year. So this is the Swarovski stone. It sparkles a lot. People like your Becca Needles and Stitches, Vicky James, Imagine by Bukola, Ideal Nupo, those people, those my favorite Nigerian designers and African designers, they use these types of stones. They are of greater quality and they sparkle and just give your work a very beautiful outlook. So on the net, the bobbin net used on that dress, we can see that the stoning machine was used to stone that dress. I don't have a stoning machine, okay, so I might not be able to give you guys the tutorial on that, but I believe that sewing machine is not cheap either. So walk into your sewing accessory shop, ask people in your location how much stoning machine costs if you're trying to like upgrade and become up to speed with what the other big designers are doing. Ask them how much that machine is sold, and if it's something you want to invest in, feel free to go ahead and invest in it. But yeah, this is the type of stone that you typically use, and stones come in different sizes. So this is like the little size. Let me show you guys the second size I have out here. If you've been enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button. We are on our way to 40,000. So please help me in achieving that milestone on the channel by subscribing and sharing my channel with your friends, okay? Thank you very much. All right, so this is like the bigger size stone. This is not Swarovski. I don't even remember, honestly. It might be Swarovski. I don't know. I bought this a long time ago. So this is a bigger size, and I believe this is the size that Vicky used for the sake of this particular dress that we are talking about in today's video. So this is the bigger size. All right, let me put the smaller one beside it so you see the size difference. This is the little one and this is the chunkier one. So yeah, feel free to buy the stoning machine. And for those that cannot afford the stoning machine, the rookie way of stoning fabric is using your steam iron. But when stoning bobbin net, tulle net, skin net, illusion net, you need to be very careful, because net, as we all know, is a very sensitive fabric. It's very delicate. So any small mistake, you have burnt your fabric, okay? So I can't really talk about it because I've never tried to stone net. The only way that I know to stone net is to use fabric glue and hand stone individually, okay? And I'm also going to share that entire process in a separate video. It's an upcoming tutorial. I don't know if the tutorial is on the channel or not. How to hand stone rhinestones onto net. I'll share that video in a separate, I'll share that tutorial in a separate video. So we are done with that portion. So the next thing we are going to be working on now is for the tacking of these flat bottom bead and these our clustone onto bust. So depending on how you want all these things to be arranged, you decide how you place it on the bust point. Okay, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be doing all of that on the channel because I don't want this video to be too long. So pick up your flat bottom bead or clustone and place it, you know, at the way I always talk about on the channel. I like to first of all apply some glue onto clustone, place it before I now go in with my needle and thread. So do that on your dress. Let me just grab my needle. I'm using fishing line for the sake of today's video, so I'm just going to like knot it up. So now that this is done, I'll just pick up my fabric like so. I hope we are getting the gist. So like this. And then pass it through the second hole again, and then stick it in. We see how this is. So imagine if I had black of this in multiple, I'll just repeat everything I did here, repeat it all over till I cover up the portion of whatever it is that I'm trying to cover up. Sewing or tacking flat bottom beads, pretty easy. Okay, with beading generally you need a very high dose of patience. So I'm just going to knot this up real quick. For people that might be asking, oh, what if I don't want my sewing to show on the lining? Take note that this is just a tutorial. Okay, this particular piece of fabric is just a single piece of fabric. If I was working on a dress, I would have passed my needle in such a way that my sewing, okay, it won't get to the lining. All right guys, so I went into my wardrobe to go and dig out an old outfit just to make this entire tutorial, make you guys understand everything I'm saying basically. So what I'm basically saying is I'm trying to grab another piece of flat bottom beads that you're supposed to tack. So I believe I've talked to us about this as well. You can see the tiny holes on it right here. So for example, imagine if I wanted to tag this here and I don't want my beading to show on the lining. You can see that this particular blouse has lining going on. I'll first of all pass my needle like so. For my people that always ask me, oh Funmi, should I first of all bead the fabric before sewing it? Absolutely not. Sew the entire outfit, okay, and then you now bead afterwards. So I have this blouse right here. If you don't even want the needle and thread to be passed from the lining, you can see that we have it's lace fabric, right? You can just pass your needle and thread through the lace like so. As a designer, you need to be able to be intuitive when doing things, okay? So imagine I passed my needle and thread just like that. You can see that it's not even going through the lining, right? There's nothing going on at the back. Now that I've done that, I'll just pass my needle through this my flat bottom beads, okay, and then pass it again through the through the fabric, through the net or whatever the main fabric is, okay. You will not allow your needle get into the lining and come out underneath again like so. Can we see? And then pass it through the bottom hole and whatever it is they are trying to bead, and then just lightly stick it in. Can we see what we have here? You can do that again one more time if you just want things to be perfect and you don't want anything to move around. Do that again. And then knot up as usual. As you are beading, you are knotting up. Don't bead and then move on without knotting. It will loosen up like so. If I was going to continue this, I'll just pass my needle through the net again and come out beside right here, all making sure that my beading is not showing on the lining like so. come out here. That's the beauty of using fishing line or invisible thread. It will not show when you pass it through anything. And you pass your flat bottom bead again, just like I'm doing here. Stitch it down, come out under again, just passing your needle lightly through the fabric, then pass it through again like so, stitch it down again. Can we see? And look at the inner part, nothing is showing on the lining. So every time I get that question, it's always kind of funny to me, because it's something that when you whip out your fabric, as you are doing it, you just get the gist. But most times people are just watching, they are not practicing along. So that's why it all looks very jarring, like, oh my gosh, what's she doing? It's looking scary. It's not scary. There's no rocket science going on here, guys. It's very, very straight to the point. So I hope this my little tutorial here helped you guys basically take away any form of confusion. All right, so if I wanted to do this all over, this is like the bust point of this particular blouse, I'll just keep going all around till I'm done. And see, if I glued it now, because some people say, oh, why can't I just glue? Ultimately, like I always say, it's not me that will tell you what to do. I can only advise you guys and allow you to do whatever you choose with my advice, but I don't recommend gluing embellishments onto fabric. Okay, hand tacking will definitely last longer than gluing. So if you want to glue, do you, but if you decide that you want to bead or tack whatever it is, whatever gem or accessory you want, this is how you go about it. So now I'm going to move on to the cloth stone beads. Same thing I did here. If I were tacking cloth stone onto this fabric now, I'll just place it wherever I want. I'm going to tack cloth stone on here and also tack here, just to explain to us. But I have a separate video where I talked extensively about how to tack cloth stone onto fabric. So feel free to go check it out if it's something you're interested in. If this is your first time coming across my video, welcome to my channel. Please endeavor to hit the subscribe button and don't run away. Stick around with us. It's an educative space. So like I said before, if you want to pass your needle all the way from the lining, feel free to do that. But for me, just to take away that whole back and forth of, oh, what if I don't want it to show on the lining? So I'm just passing. Let me zoom in. This is how far my camera can zoom in. So something like this, and then I'll pick up my cloth stone, pass my cloth stone, and I'm starting from the bottom because of the way I need my camera to be placed. Can I even do what I'm trying to do? Getting angles for you guys can be a bit challenging, but all right guys, so I'll just like pass my needle like this and then stick, move this upward a bit for you guys. My needle in here like so. So can we see what I did there? So this is the cloth stone right here, and this is my lining. Everything I'm doing is only on the top and it's feeling very sturdy. No matter how I mess around with it, it's not moving. That's the beauty of tacking. If I had used glue now, all that messing around, it would have probably even fallen off from all that messing around. But when you tack, it will stay put. Even if you decide to throw this into a washer and dryer and the fabric is spinned, your stone will still stay, even though I do not recommend. If you have all these hand beaded outfits done, I recommend dry cleaning. Okay, don't throw this in your washer and dryer or all that, messing around. It's not good for this type of outfits. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to tack this cloth stone also onto this, just so we get the gist of this particular tutorial. All right, if you've been getting value, please remember to hit the thumbs up button. Thanks. These particular style of stones were arranged carefully along the bust point of the dress that we are trying to talk about the beading pattern done on it. So imagine placing this strategically on the bust points. That was how that was achieved. Remember again, this one as well, it was placed strategically on the bust point. So get multiple of these, arrange it however you please on your dress and get beading. All right, so now that we've done these two, now it'll be time for us to do some beading, okay, using some broken glass beads, some crystal beads, and some sequins. So I'm just going to quickly knot up my thread and then we'll start that right away. Without wasting any time, I'm going to be working with this my tambour hoop. Just so this video is kind of easy for my beginners in beading to digest, I'm just going to draw a straight line to serve as a guideline right here, and we'll be working on this line. So starting off with sequins, I'll first of all like pass my needle through my fabric like so, bring it out. I'm still working with my fishing line. Pass it like so. Pick up about three broken glass beads, just as shown. Pass it through, and then please take note of what I'm doing here. We are passing away from the line and coming upwards here. I hope we all got the gist of what I just did. Next up, I'll be passing one single crystal bead like so, and then sticking my needle underneath. I hope you understand what I'm doing here, like so. This is just the beading pattern that I believe was used on that dress. Again, I did not make the dress was designed by Vicky James. So I'm just going to keep doing that whole process. One single sequin, voila, about 3 broken glass beads or more or less. Ultimately, the choice is yours. And then stick my needle inside. Like so. Again, pick up just a single crystal bead, pass it through my fabric like so. So can we see what's going on here? So everything I did at this point, I'll do it all the way till I get to the end of this line. Please make sure that you watch the video. If possible, get your tools together, get your sequins, your beads, and let's walk along together. For those that might make it up to this point of the video and they're asking, where do I buy this tambour hoop from? I bought this from AliExpress, okay? You do not need it. You don't absolutely need it if you're trying to bead an outfit. Everything I'm doing here, after the dress has been made, you can just lay it on a table and start beading your dress. You can get a dress form, wear the cloth on the dress form, get a good comfortable chair, ergonomic chair if possible, sit down and be beading on the dress form. You can even collapse the dress form, maybe put the dress form, lay it down on a table and be beading on the dress form. Just get a comfortable position and work, okay? As a creative director, you should be creative, right? I always find myself repeating this in almost every video because I believe that, you know, new people come and they're like, oh, what if I don't have a tambour hoop? If you don't have a tambour hoop, it's absolutely fine. You can still bead conveniently without a tambour hoop, without a dress form. Just make whatever you have work for you and create something beautiful. Now that I've said all that, let's get straight into beading. Sorry guys, my phone has just been ringing non-stop today, but yeah, that's what I was saying. This was done along the bust, along the spaghetti straps of the outfit and other portions of the dress. Please feel free to go to Vicky James's page and look at the analysis that she gave and study the video as well, just in case you're trying to learn some tips and tricks when it comes to fabric embellishment. But I hope this video was very helpful. If you got something from watching, please do well to hit the like button. It supports me greatly. Also, if you have video recommendations for me, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram, forward videos to me, maybe video inspirations or things you'd like me to kind of like work on the channel. Don't hesitate to reach out to me on those platforms. I'm active on Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Share this video with a friend. And yeah, guys, I cannot wait to see you in another useful and educative video very, very soon. Bye.